Hi guys, in today's video what we're going to be doing is we're going to be starting the dechroming process on the Astra. So, in today's video, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be showing you how to take off the window trim here on the Astra. And what we're going to do is we're going to take it off and we're going to wrap it. This is the tape that I'm getting, it's just a gloss black, just plain, nothing to it. Just got that off eBay. And yeah, so this is the first step onto dechroming it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set these up on the tripod and I'm going to show you how to take these off. So I'm going to tell you now. So with this one, you basically, just the little front one here, you basically have to open the door and just push it up. Oh sorry, there we go. And just push it up and then it'll clip. There's 4 clips below this one. I have already taken them off just to have a look. This one around the door is a bit trickier, so you still have to have the door open. But it basically has a bar that runs across the whole length that it clips onto, and the rear one here, once the door's open, it'll come forward. So the front 2 go to the back of the car and the back one comes to the front. So yeah, so what I'll do is I'll show you how to take one side off. We'll get it off, then we'll jump to wrapping it. It will be wrapped in a slightly different location because I will be doing that at home, whereas I'm just recording this at the garage. Then what I'll do is I will show you what it looks like once it's done. I think it's going to look a lot better. As I say, this is just the first step at the moment to dechroming it. We're going to obviously start with these. We're then going to work on the little front bits down here, but I'm not sure exactly what to do with them. I don't know whether to do them possibly in like a carbon, get them carbon skinned or anything like that. So yeah, so let's get you set up on the tripod and we'll get started. Okay, so now that I've got it set up, we'll get the door opened. Just open it enough so that you can see, and we'll try and zoom in a little bit. So we're going to do this little one here first. There we go. So all you need to do is basically just kind of put a bit of pressure. I've got my hand on here, which I'll use to kind of pull from the kind of the strength part of the door. And all I'm doing is just pushing it up, and it just pushes up and pops out. So let's see if I can get this to focus. Yeah, so you've got 4 of these clips just here and 1 on the bottom, which obviously go with the little white clips here. This will need cleaning, which I will sort out, but what we'll do is we'll get this one wrapped and obviously the other side as well. So got that done. So if we just spin you around a little bit now. What we'll do is we'll take the door one off. So this one is a bit trickier. As I say, the whole thing basically needs to slide back. It's not the 4 clips like the front one, it has to fully come back. So let's have a look. Okay, so I've repositioned you there just so you can kind of see the whole door this time. It's a bit zoomed out, but hopefully you can still get the impression. So all I'm doing is, I have obviously already had this off and lubed it up, but the way we got it off originally was just to put a lot of pressure on this bottom part. So see if we can still see if I stand here. So basically just pushing from here instead. So you just keep pushing and trying to slide it. What I recommend is when you put it back on, to put some kind of lubricant on the issue. We had issues because it was quite dried out, so it was kind of stuck. So all we've done is I've lubed it up, so obviously you'll be able to see now. And I'm just pulling from the other side. And you can see it just sliding off. I'll just move the doors just slightly because I don't want to hit the car next to me. Okay. So, see if I can get that to zoom in. There, so you can see these kind of channels run the whole length of the actual trim. Let's just quickly stick that on there. Let's bring you over so that you can see. So there you can see here, it kind of just has one channel that you stick it onto. So now that that one's done, let's move you again and we'll get you set up for the back. Okay, so now we're at the back of the car. Excuse the state of the car, it does need a clean, I do know that. So we've still got the door open, as you can see, and all we're doing with this one is we're just pushing it forward, and again it's the same as the front one, where it has the clips. It actually has 6 clips across the whole way, so as you can see them just there. Again, this will get a clean before we kind of put the trim back on once it's wrapped. Alright guys, so as you can see on the table here, we've got both sides of this chrome trim off. All I'm going to do is I'm just going to give them a quick clean with this APC, just to make sure that the surfaces are clean and that the kind of the vinyl will stick to them nicely. So I'm just going to quickly wet the rag and just kind of run it over, just to make sure that there's nothing left on them. So now that they're all dried off, we're going to get our tape. As I say, I've just bought the 50mm wide and I bought 10 meters of it. Not because I thought I'd need 10, more just to make sure I had enough, and if I decided to do anything else I had enough for that as well. So I'll take that off, and I think we'll start with the little pieces. So if we bring them out, and all I'm going to do is just kind of measure it, and I've got my knife here, just a little craft knife with obviously nice fresh blade, and all I'm going to do is obviously cut a bit extra. I'm just going to cut that there. So that's that one. Do the same with the other side. Excellent. So that's them two done. So I've never actually wrapped anything like this before. I've wrapped obviously other panels, little bits and bobs, but I've never actually wrapped any of these trims. The last ones that I had on my Adam, I actually just ended up painting. But they were just a bit of a faff on, because obviously getting this prepped, this kind of material prepped, and getting the paint to stick was very difficult. So I've taken the backing off, which you've just seen there, and I've just kind of laid down sticky side up, and all I'm going to do is I'm just going to push this, well, place this down, just give it a bit of a push down, and obviously now need a bit of a wipe, that's fine. Now we have it kind of outlined briefly, and all I'm going to just use my hands just to mould it around. See, it doesn't have to wrap all the way around, because it's obviously kind of surrounded by the little plastic weathering trims, like the rubber trim, so that's not as much of an issue for me. You probably could use a heat gun, but I don't actually have one with me, so I'm not going to use a heat gun today. But obviously, potentially in future videos, if I need to wrap anything, I'll use the heat gun then. So that's like that. Just check the back. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of cut, see if you can see here, just a little bit so that I can just overlap it slightly, but that it's not going to get in the way of anything else. So let's just grab that, and all I'm going to do is see if we can get this zoomed in for you guys. So yeah, so all I'm going to do is just slightly above the edge, where we are, there we go, just above the edge. I'm just going to pop the knife in. That's obviously not a great cut, but you get kind of what I mean. So I'm going to do that. I'll get that time lapse for you, and then I'll show you kind of the product once I've finished. just want to quickly interrupt here. So for the corner, let me just see if I can get the good angle. So I've just kind of folded it down around this edge here. And then I've basically cut so that this ends straight so that I can just lie it down, and then it creates, obviously I'll need to tidy it up a little bit more, but you can kind of see the edge. So we'll get that sorted. So there's one part wrapped. It's got the edges, obviously all the way down, it's quite nice. Edges here. This edge could be a bit neater, but I'm quite happy with that. It's not going to bother me too much. So yeah, so let's get on to the other part and wrap the rest of them. So I just quickly wanted to jump in and basically show you how I do kind of the back window, I believe it is, that section. Just with it obviously being slightly curved, when I lay the vinyl, obviously you can see there it's not going to quite fit. So if I line it up, it actually sticks out a little bit either way. So I've already done one. Grab it. So I've already wrapped one of them here. So I just thought I'd quickly show you just how I'm getting over that. So to start with, all I've done, we'll go this side, is I've laid kind of the end where the flat bit is. Obviously one end's curved and the other one's kind of got an edge to it. I've laid the edge down first and then basically just pull the wrap around it. So then it's stuck. So if I show you, so see, it's now stuck on that part, and all I'm doing is laying it flat so far, and then once I see it start to bend, and I've laid it that far, once I see it start to bend, I'll just lift it off and then just kind of turn it a little bit more. Again, heat would be a lot easier for this, but I haven't got any with me, so I haven't brought a heat gun or anything like that. So again, we've got so far down and now it's starting to, so all I'll do is I'll lift it up, and now what I'll do is I'll nip it round the end of that, and obviously I can see this isn't laying great, but if I can start from the other end and work my way into the middle, we'll try not to get any creases, just trying to make sure you guys can see as well. Right, so there you can obviously see, oh, there's a little bubble there. Now the whole thing's kind of covered. So now obviously I'll just do the edges and get back to you on that. Again, I think it's going to be a little bit difficult again with the actual door trims. But all I'm going to do is just use the same method that I've used with this on them, and just to kind of bend it around it slightly without having to make any cuts or use heat. So yeah, so I will show you guys when I'm done. So now I've got the parts wrapped, I've just laid them on each side on the roof so I know which side's what. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to clean up. again, I know the car needs a good clean, that's fine. Right, so if we start at the front, we'll work back. So, just open this a little bit more. Obviously it's nice and clean. And it'll just look loads better than the chrome itself. Right. There we go, so just make sure you can see that, spin you around. Pull you down a little bit so there you can see now that looks loads better. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of squeeze kind of the top of the door and where the trim is. And obviously you heard that click in there. And then now if I try and pull it off, it is sturdy. Alright guys, now I've got the other side fitted. What I'll do is I'll do you a proper walk around so that you can see it properly. So here it is on this side. So obviously you can see nice black wrap on it. Much better than the chrome. I'll try and get some like side by side photos of it. And if we walk around to the other side, let's just spin you around so that you can see properly. As you can see there, nice up the door trim and around the back. So just have a look from like an angle here. So much better than the crappy chrome, basically. Why they didn't offer this from the factory, I don't know, like as a black pack maybe. Then I imagine they'd have sold quite a lot of them. So as you can see, obviously we're now done. So yeah, thanks guys for watching. If you stayed this long, I really appreciate it. And yeah, please like, subscribe, comment, let me know how I'm doing. If you have any feedback, if you have any questions, I'll try and answer them as best as I can. So yeah, so I'll catch you in the next one, guys. Bye bye.